Are you looking for a personal CRM template? One that better enables you to manage the most important relationships in your life. Well, in this video, I want to share with you a highly effective personal CRM template that will make this process much easier for you. Now, I have created it in Google Sheets. So if you do want to get access to this particular document, so you don't have to create it yourself, there's a link in the description down below. Now, of course, you don't have to build this out in Google Sheets or even use it in Google Sheets. It's just an example and what typically works best for most. For the rest of this video, I'm going to walk you through all of the columns you're going to want to include in your personal CRM and how you can set this up to be much easier to fill out. So let me just walk you through the columns to include. We've got full name, obviously very important. We know what that is. Also, if you've got a nickname for them, just make sure you document that down. It's also useful to just mention how you know them. Where did you meet them, as an example? Birthday, special dates. So it could be, as an example, anniversary dates. That can be really useful to know. When did you last contact them? You can quickly see how long ago that was. When should you next contact them? It could be based on that last contacted date. And what is your typical contact frequency? Is it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, every quarter, biannually, or annually? What is the preferred contact method? Do they like being called? Do they prefer to be text? Are they better at email, WhatsApp, social DM, etc.? Now, of course, depending on who this individual is, will largely influence what you choose. Do they have children? And if so, what are their names and ages? Do they have a partner? It could be husband, wife, partner, etc. Whoever that partner is, you could put that in here. Now, one thing I will say at this stage, if you don't need all these columns, you don't have to use them, but this is just an optimized template that ensures you capture everything. Interests and hobbies, what are they most into? Really useful to document that in the CRM. Profession, what do they do for a living? And what company do they work at? Very useful to add. What is their location? Now, this may change over time, or it could be something that's really important to document. Do they live in a small village, as an example, or a particular town? Just put that in here because it can have an impact on the relationship you have with them. What is your relationship type? Are they a friend? Are they a family member? A business contact? A mentor? An acquaintance? Or perhaps even a client? That can be really useful if you work for yourself, as an example. Conversation notes, anything that's come up in a conversation that you think is important to remember or to just take into account when you in the relationship with this person. Do they have any particular gift ideas and preferences? Do they like certain things? Maybe just document that here, so next time you get them a gift, it's something they're going to want, as an example. Social handles, are they on Instagram, X, Facebook, etc.? Just put those in here. Can help finding them, can make the process getting to their profiles much easier and quicker. Put their email address in. Phone number is useful as well. And are there any custom reminders you want to set up? It could be, as an example, an important date for them that you want to, touch base with them. It could be a difficult time in their life on a certain date that you might want to just send a nice message to, as an example. And additional notes. Is there anything extra that you want to document for that relationship that you may want to take into account going forward? So that is the personal CRM. As I say, if you want to access this or get instant access, link in the description down below. Obviously, this is for your personal life. You could perhaps use this in slightly different ways, but it's very, very effective. So I hope this video has been useful. Any questions, comments, feedback, drop them down below. With that said, over to you. Best of luck, and I hope you have an excellent day.